Hey, ba-bum, ba-da-ba-ba. Hey, what's up? Hello again, it's me, Christian, the design man. That doesn't work. I'm about to be rocking these arrangements to show you that you can do it at home. Just follow these simple steps. Floral design. It's time to get serious, people. One of these has got to be good.
Not on camera.
All great projects at home start with your drink of choice. And tonight, it's this.
It's funny.
Is it funny?
Yes.
Yes? Is it? Do you guys think it's funny? Comment down below. Hit that subscribe and like button for a video that I have not yet made. We're gonna make something now because I'm tired of trying to do an intro. My name is Christian. I'm a floral designer, and we're gonna walk you through making an arrangement in this particular container. Low, sleek, modern design, ergonomic, built for speed. No. We're using Oasis. If you found it at like your local craft store, it looks very similar to design foam or dry foam, which is actually going to be for artificial flowers. This is actually more like a sponge. It's meant to absorb water, and you can do your design right out of that. Fortunately, I already have one prepped. So, this is going to be our base. I like to give a little slapping to make sure it's fresh, you know what I mean? But right now it's dry. Before we put any flowers in here, we need to get it soaked. It's important not to flood it all at once, because what will happen is it will trap air bubbles inside of it, and that's not good, because within like a day or so, you'll have a dead arrangement. Alright. Now that we have our Oasis soaked, and I didn't really give you guys a good look, this is actually a plastic liner that's meant for this specific container here. Our next step is what I want to do is I want to kind of do like a light perimeter of foliage or greenery. In this case, we're going to use Baker fern. This kind of covers the mechanics, some of the uglier parts. You don't want to see any of this plastic or anything like that once the arrangement's done. I like to sing. You know, be creative, be yourself. That's what it's all about. Have a little like, personal expression in your arrangements. You know. Otherwise, you just all be making the same thing. I tend to make a mess when I design, and I'm okay with that. I got myself a trash can. That way we can be a little bit more tidy when we're doing things. So now that we have the basic perimeter done, we're going to start going with some floral elements. We have a couple lilies, some stargazers. We have these beautiful fuchsia orchids right here. We're going to start off with this. This is going to kind of set our basic height for the arrangement. Okay. So. Alright. The most trusted tool of a florist is going to be their knife. There's a lot of other tools in our arsenal, but this is the go-to. And obviously, well, your mitts, your fingers, you know, that's going to be, you know, the number one, but a knife, really, it becomes a party. So we're going to use this. We'll take this bloom off, so we have this. It's a little bit more foliage than I'm looking for. But with this, I want this to almost measure up to the orchids. Okay. A great floral designer once taught me to see balance in arrangement. You can kind of squint your eyes a little bit, and that can be a pretty good technique of seeing whether or not something's too heavy or not. You can kind of, because you get the overall silhouette of whatever you're looking at. Alright, this big one, we'll take this, we'll put it right down here, right at the base. See that? Now what you don't want, is from the side profile, you don't want it to look like it's leaning back. So that's not what we want. So we're going to try to balance that out. We're going to use this other bloom. You can leave the pollen. I'm going to pull it. People can be allergic. I actually like the look of pollen sometimes. So, you know, it's all about character. This one, from your perspective, is going to be towards you, but to be kind of towards the back. Okay? So they're kind of across from each other here. I really love these blooms here, and I want to bring one kind of down and out. I'm going to use this to continue this one here. So I'm going to bring this here, like so. So that's where we're at. Now, another orchid. Okay. Now, continuing our structure, we're going back to some greens. This is going to be ruscus. Ruscus is beautiful, very malleable. It holds up out of water, so it's really great for a lot of wedding pieces and doing like, garlands and things of that nature. And some of them will be different, but in this case, we have a nice strong curve on that one, and I like that. And I want to use it to kind of bolster this up here. There we go. Save these scraps. If you use them, we can kind of plug them in later, like towards the end, to kind of fill some things out. It's getting heavy, okay, so we need to balance this out. So that's kind of what you're going to see. You just squint, you're just like, there's a lot of green up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use another additional piece, and I want it to be really natural and beautiful. And we're going to have this kind of come out the side. So you kind of see it, it kind of comes all the way out. It's almost like a crescent. It almost looks like one piece kind of flowing through the arrangement there. And then additionally, a smaller kind of right here, kind of coming out. And then a couple of little smaller bits around it. There's my knife! The knife! Use my fingers a lot, when it comes to snapping stems and such. You want to be careful because it's not always the best for the flowers. The flower is always going to absorb water. If you want the most out of your flowers, you definitely want to come at that 45 with a nice strong, a nice sharp knife. Because what will happen is if you use scissors or dikes or you snap it, you actually crush the cell walls of this flower, of the stem of the flower, and it impedes its ability to soak up the water that it needs. But in this case, it's okay. For me, for my needs, it'll be alright. Okay, now, the moment you've all been waiting for. We need some roses. We're gonna clean this up. Take some of the foliage off. These outside petals are shield petals. It's okay if they look a little funky, a little rotten, because once you pull those apart, pluck them away, we get down to the fruit. Beautiful. So you want to kind of size up your roses. Oh, awesome. Okay. So this one seems to be slightly smaller, so I want this one to be a little higher. So we're going to plug this guy in right here. Boom, smack dead. Other one, kind of like we did with the lilies, a couple smaller blooms towards the top, a couple larger, heavier ones towards the bottom. Love this. It's really strong green, really natural, but really modern and kind of a high style flower. This will be a trick. I'm going to tuck this right down here at the base. Kind of has a moss kind of look to it. Just all the vets out there, the floral vets, of course, support the troops. But all the floral vets out there, don't freak out. I do have some carnations. This could be blasphemy in some circles of the floral community. Pairing carnations, which is a very standard or low end, a low rent flower, if you will, paired with the premium flowers like the lilies and especially the tropical orchids. It's really, some people would have a problem with it, but I don't personally. I think they're beautiful, the color's vibrant, they hold up really well. And we just want to tuck these around. And you don't want to get too moundy when you're doing these, especially around the base here. You don't, it's not just about cramming all at the bottom and having a couple things coming up. You want to have depth. You know, even the stuff at the base, you have one kind of tucked in really, really far towards the foam, really as deep as it can go, and then you have one, you know, protruding a little bit. As I said, all about that character, you know. Go. Please keep them away from your pets. They love them for some reason. All right. I think we're getting somewhere. It's pretty close. I think it's time for finishing touches. We have a little bit of wax. This is what I would consider this a filler flower. A lot of lines of like baby's breath. Kind of fills all the little spaces, nooks and crannies. But this is really dense and does actually have some good color to it, so I'm going to use it for a filler, but I'm gonna let it shine a little bit more than fillers often get the chance to do. A little bit more of that wax flower. At this point, if you have a little bit of moss, like some sheet moss, it would be a great way to finish this off. In this case, we do have a couple more things. We have some athos, this beautiful lime green, kind of electric, especially paired with the trick. Go right through it. I don't know if you guys can see, these are kind of coming out a little bit more. This one, we're going inside. See that? Same thing around the front. Take a longer piece. Kind of want to hang out of here a little bit. And then we'll kind of progressively bring them in a little closer as we get towards the center. Then we want to tuck one all the way in. Okay? And now, so it doesn't look quite so linear, there we go. Put that last one in to kind of split the difference. And that kind of, keeps it from being quite as regular of like spacing, because your eye picks up on those patterns. You want it to feel more natural than that. Perfect. All right. Now this, love this. This is heather. Another flower that would be considered a filler. Lends itself a little bit more to the kind of country garden style, because it does have kind of this like fuzzy kind of vibe to it. But I think it's going to complement our arrangement perfectly. Okay, swing around. Just plug in a couple of those holes. There we go. Beautiful, elegant, high style design. Cheers.